Welcome back. We're still bonding, so much bonding. 10 more points of bonding. Indeed, so let's begin here with Millium. I'm super bored, so I'm thinking I might check out the souvenir shop. What kind of stuff do you think they got over there? Think it's cool? We're about to have a major discussion about our class's future. How could you be bored? Okay, don't answer that. But you could at least brainstorm something to contribute to the discussion. Nope. You know I'm never gonna come up with anything, and no matter what you decide, it doesn't change things for me. One way or another, Lemmy and I are gonna keep on fighting with you guys. You just pick a path and we'll bust it open. Good to know. But we do value your opinion, so you might want to think things over. Maybe looking at some souvenirs would help clear my mind. That'll work. Tell you what, why don't I join you? I've been there tons of times, so you know I'll be able to recommend something nice. Really? You're the best, Rean. Okay, let's go, go, go! Team fall back, enemy spotted. Man, there really is a bunch of unusual stuff here. Pretty good selection for a place smack dab in the boonies. That's partly thanks to Master Kafai. He always brings things when he comes to visit. Like those manju, for example. They're a confectionery item from the east that have been tweaked a bit. Wow, they look really good. You think Lecter would like them? Oh, so he's the one you're buying a souvenir for? You got it. He bought me a little mishy strap when he was over in Crossbell, so I want to get him something too. Kinda want to be something you can always keep with him over something that's gonna go bad like food though. That's a good point. I thought he was missing though. No one's heard from him since he was in Crossbell, right? Yeah, well... I'm sure he's fine. I mean, he's Lecter. It'd take more than a war to finish him off. Claire and I survived, so I can't imagine he wouldn't. He's just gonna show up one day like, hi, and that'll be it. Well, at least you trust him, I guess? And then again, that makes sense. I mean, you Ironbloods probably think of each other like siblings, right? Or, I don't know, do you? No, if that's the case, that makes Chancellor Osborne your dad, maybe? I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Especially with Gramps. I've got siblings, sure, but hard to say if someone feels like a parent when you never had one. What? What does she mean she's never had parents? I don't know what's gonna happen to us Ironbloods now, though. Claire's got a job in the RMP. And that she can do even without Gramps around. But without him there to give me orders and all my old missions finished, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, really. I'm not needed as a piece on his game board anymore. Don't think like that, Millium. Let me say this. Even if you're not needed on some game board, you are needed by us. And not as a piece. You're needed as a very important classmate and friend. Really? I can't tell you what you should do with your life from here on. But what I can tell you is that we're here for you. Even if you don't know what to do with yourself now, I'm sure you'll figure things out eventually, with or without us. Huh. Maybe you're right. I do feel like sticking with you guys will help me figure something out. But speaking of figuring stuff out, I'm buying a manju. My stomach's gurgling just looking at it. Aren't you supposed to be buying a souvenir for Lecter? Well, whatever. She seems happier now, and I guess that's what matters most. Rean bought Millium a Ymir manju, which she scarfed down in typical Millium fashion as they left the shop. Lovely jubbly. Right, let's head over to Claire. Hello, Claire. Oh, sorry, I'll leave then. Captain Claire. Is something wrong? Hello, Rean. It's nothing major. It's Captain. Guess Major Captain. I just received an update from one of my men that contains some information I found personally relevant. Oh, well, I'm going to pry. Goodbye. But at the risk of sounding condescending, try not to push yourself too hard. Today is one of the few chances we'll get to rest. I appreciate the concern. Still, you have bigger things to worry about than my well-being. Like the future of Class 7, for example. And with the town's defenses as solid as they are, now's the perfect time to sit back and figure all of that out. She's putting on a brave face, but I can tell she's more exhausted than she's letting on. Yes. Well, since we're so well defended, why don't we both take a little time to unwind? They have billiards at the Phoenix Wings if you're interested. What do you say? Well, given how many people we have trying to keep the town safe, sure, I'll take you up on that offer. The size of the balls, though. Huge. I mean, it's pointy on the end. That's going to be hard to manage there, Claire. How'd she do? Oh. What? That one shot? How? Can't believe you just pocketed all the balls in one shot. Fortunately, they all moved exactly how I calculated that they would. I'm sorry, I've ended the game before you even had the chance to take a shot, haven't I? How did the balls end up that way without Rean taking a shot? Alright. Thinking about it, games like these seem like exactly the kind of thing you'd be good at. I was probably walking into a bear trap the moment I invited you. Granted, I should have at least tried to hold back a little. Sorry. Lecter would have done a better job of making the game more enjoyable for both sides. All the while leaving certain elements up to chance to keep things interesting. That lines right up with my impression of him too. I always did peg him as a trickster. Still, I wish I was a better player. I'd be able to put up a halfway decent fight in that case. Well, how about I give you a few pointers while we're here? You don't mind? Not at all. I can teach you some valuable skills that are guaranteed to help. Making good use of them will be down to you, but they should allow you to improve your score when playing. Well, if you're sure that you don't mind. Captain Claire then started happily teaching Rean how to play more effectively. She made even explanations on complicated issues and techniques sound simple, going through every step with limitless kindness and patience. And thanks to that, he was able to improve an astonishing amount in a relatively short period of time. Well done. That's the 9-ball pocketed as well. Thanks. To be honest, this is the first time I've been able to pocket all the balls without making a single mistake. You really are a natural at teaching. I wouldn't have been able to do anything at all if you weren't such a capable pupil. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to keep practicing with you, if you're up for it. Really. You're a kind person, Captain. What makes you say that? Well, it's true. You went out of your way to help us countless times in our field studies. And now you've chosen to accompany us here and help with protecting the village. It's easy to forget sometimes that you're part of the Rump or an Ironblood. Feels like you're always there, watching over us from the shadows. And I really do appreciate it. I think you're overstating how much I've really done. I'm a Thor's graduate as well, after all. I can't help but want to look out for others from the academy. In some ways, I just want to act like I'm still there, looking out for my classmates like an upperclassman would. Well, whatever your reasons, that doesn't change that I'm still grateful. Can't say for sure, seeing as I only have a younger sister. But if I had an older one, I have a feeling she would be just like you. Oh dear. Not a great thing to say there, Rean. Daw. Captain? What was that all about? Don't mind me. Please try to think of it as nothing more than a meaningless gesture. Well, if you say so. Regardless, I intend to continue doing whatever I can to aid you in the future. My primary duty may be to serve the Railway Military Police, and carry out the will of Chancellor Osborne, but I have no reason to believe that I'll ever be anything other than an ally to you and Class 7. I won't have it any other way. I know that any of help you can give will go a long way for us. It's rather telling when you actually know more details, but you know. While Rean still had no idea what prompted her sudden embrace, he wasn't able to press the subject further. Their conversation now over, they silently made their way back outside. Didn't even check what I got. Right, so who's up next? That's the wrong place. There we are. So over at the tavern. Very well. Do. Alright. Getting in my way. So rude. It's so wonderful to be back with Celine again. Now I can focus on how I should act from here on out. Not that that will be a particularly easy decision. Yeah, we are glad to have you weighing in on the matter though. Oh, I just remembered. There's something I need to buy from the shop in the village. Oh? I can't tell you what it is, I'm afraid. It's a secret. I have no idea what she's talking about, but she sure looks happy about it. Okay, now I'm getting curious. Yep. I know Celine's not allowed, but do you mind if I join you with your shopping? If it's okay, I mean. I know the shop here pretty well, so I might be able to help you find whatever it is you're looking for. Really? That would be lovely. But you've got to stay here, Celine. Rean and I can handle this on our own. Just don't even try to follow us. Fine, whatever. All the secrecy's creeping me out anyway. Sure it is. You're just as curious as everyone else. Rean and Emma left a slightly sulky Celine behind and took off to the store to buy whatever it was Emma was searching for. Here we go. The colour looks just right too. Looks like the colour of surprise. Huh. That's wool, right? Didn't know you could knit. I used to do it quite often back home, actually. I've been working on a scarf for Celine for a while now as a sort of reunion present. It's almost done too, but I ran out of wool, so I came here to buy some more. Oh, really? In that case, why not finish it in our living room? That way you should be able to work on it without her finding out about the surprise. That sounds like an excellent idea. Thank you, Rean. After showing Emma to the mansion's living room, Rean decided to sit and accompany her as she worked, the both of them enjoying the soothing warmth of the fire. Music note, music note, music note. I made some tea, Emma. Wow, that looks great so far. Why, thank you, Rean. I think this deep blue colour will really suit her personally. Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to see how it'll look when it's done. It's nice to see how close the two of you are. Close? Do you really think so? Yeah, I mean, she was worrying about you the entire time. She was hiding it and constantly complaining about, we need to get a move on, when she just wanted to get back to you. So, yeah, very close. She's certainly important to me, but at the same time, she's not exactly pleasant to me most of the time either. I don't think she means any harm by it. Don't tell her that I said this, but she was really worried about you the whole time we were separated. I know for a fact that she cares about you, even if she has a tough time putting it into words. Really? Thanks for telling me. We've been together since the day I was born, but I guess I still have a hard time reading her. Once I began training to become a full-fledged witch, she became my familiar. So in a sense, she's like a sister to me. Really? Kind of jealous. Wish I had a sister. Like, have you forgotten, Rean? As far as siblings go, it's like you two can be completely open with one another. When it comes to Elise, I find myself holding back from saying what I'm really thinking. You say that, but I'm sure Celine is still keeping plenty of things from me. I can certainly be more open with her than I can with Vita, though, at least. If you don't mind my asking, how are the two of you related anyway? You said she was something of a sister to you when we first found out her true identity. She's a sister in the sense that we both trained to become witches together. I was admired and looked up to her, both for her skill in witchcraft and her beautiful voice. Even now, I feel like I'll never be able to catch up to her in terms of raw talent. I see. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. All you can do is keep trying, really. I suppose. One thing's for certain. You won't be able to catch up with her in a day. You didn't learn how to knit that scarf in a day, right? That took time. Catching up to Vita shouldn't feel any different. All you can do is keep trying to better yourself. When you put it that way, you have a point. Thank you for your encouragement, Rean. I feel a lot better now. Eventually, Emma finished knitting the scarf and promptly delivered it to Celine. And while she may not have put it in words, it was obvious from her purring that she was very pleased. Did we get to see it? I would like to see it. I don't see a scarf. Where's this scarf? I want this scarf. Is this gonna be the follow-up bonding scene? Do we get to see the scarf? I'm so glad that Celine ended up liking the scarf after all. Even if she is still too embarrassed to wear it. Ah, there we go. Still want to see it, though. I'm not embarrassed. Just distraught that you wasted your time and energy making something for me. Make sure you get some rest now, okay? I will. They're so happy together. There's got to be some place where we can unwind together. Yes. In that case, why don't the three of us head out to the footbath? We've got more than enough time, and it's a great place to relax. Oh, that does sound like a good idea. Inviting a cat to take a bath. Yeah, I'll pass, thanks. Suit yourself, Celine. We'll see you later, then. Ah, this feels wonderful. Celine was right. About what? She'd mentioned how the hot springs of Ymir have the ability to promote mana recovery for those who use them. Perhaps it's due to there being a spirit vein nearby, giving them the protection of the spirits. Really? That's interesting. Indeed. It's a shame Valimar can't jump in here with us then. That's very true. Oh! There we go. Emma, your glasses are all fogged up, you know. Oops, I forgot to take them off. You didn't need to get that worked up about it. Although, come to think of it. What is it? You're staring an awful lot. Oh, sorry. It's just something that's been bugging me for a while. Your eyesight isn't really all that bad, is it? You noticed. Things get a little blurry, but it's not a major issue. If I use a little witchcraft to compensate. Thought so. We weren't wearing them for our concert, but your choreography was still dead on. Why wear them if you don't need them? In a sense, they're symbolic of a witch's way of life. A witch must carry out their duties while nestled in the shadows of history. Reveal your true nature, and you risk straying from the witch's burden and becoming swayed by basic emotion. Grandmother's always said that to me ever since I was a little girl. Huh. It's funny. I'd always pictured your grandmother as this friendly old lady, but it sounds like she's actually pretty strict. Yes, friendly old lady. She has to be, really. She's both the Hexen Clan's elder and a very powerful witch. So she has a responsibility to guide us in all we do. Both Vita and I were scolded by her very often during our training. The music right now. Yeah, I can see that now. But then one day, Vita broke a taboo and vanished from our village. Grandmother seems to want to find her and punish her for what she did. But as for me, all I want to do is talk with her and find out what made her do such a thing. I could just learn that. Sorry, Emma. What are you apologizing for? But you know, sometimes I wonder if I'm being too naive when it comes to Vita. Even still, I'd like to think I've grown at least a little. Maybe it's about time I stopped wearing these glasses too. Can't tell you why, but wearing them somehow makes me feel like I'm always keeping secrets from all of you. It's like I like it's that sort of thing. It's like the glasses do suit you as well. It's sort of like, plus you wouldn't have to keep using all your mana to keep like doing a bit of witchcraft to make your eyes be okay. So yeah, I've got a more practical option. It's like, well, it's just part of who you are. You don't have to stop wearing them. Rean gently put Emma's glasses back on her. Rean? I don't see why you should force yourself to not wear them if you want to. Besides, we're all used to you wearing them now. Oh, really? Still, whether you choose to wear them or not, whether you're a witch or not, for that matter, you're still the same Emma will always love. Don't forget that. Thanks, Rean. Such a sweet thing to say. After that, they both remained at the footbath and continued whiling away time with pleasant chatter. Well, there we go then. Still didn't get to see the scar. Stop pushing me out of the way. I see what you're up to. Didn't even press that. How'd that happen? That was weird. Where are we going anyway, in terms of bonding? Quite a few over there. Let's go to the Septian Church and see about Gaius. What's he doing in the Septian Church anyway? Seems a rather strange place for him to be. Or does it? I figured a quiet church would be a perfect place to sit and think about what we can do. But so far, it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Erebonia. But what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide on will help people in Nord too. There's got to be something that only we can do that will help better people's lives. We just need to figure out what. That's about the point I'm at. Still, if we keep thinking it over, I'm sure the winds and the goddess will grant us their inspiration eventually. This does actually seem like a pretty good place to brainstorm. Maybe I should join him for a while. Yes. You know, now that I think about it, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A friend of mine, in fact. A friend of yours? Yep. Follow me. I'll introduce you. You should be in the village right now. Is this friend of yours here? Can't sense anyone. I suppose even you would have trouble sensing him. Especially if you're trying to sense a person. What am I looking for if he's not a person? Here he is. Do you know how long it took me to fly here? You gotta let me join you on the spirit path, jeez. Is that a hawk? Huh. Looks like the one who helped save us from those Jaegers in Nord. The very same, in fact. He's a friend of mine who watches over the Nord Highlands from above. His name's Zio? Could be like Zeo or something like that. He was named after one of the warriors who fought alongside Emperor Dracos during the war. Scree! He looks so cool up close. Get near me, I'll peck your eyes out, mate. But what's he doing all the way out here? Your guess is as good as mine. I spotted him on the roof of the Phoenix Wings last night. He might have followed our scent. How? All the way from Nord? That's quite the distance. Wonder why he would follow us. I wish I could say for sure, but I'd like to think he wants to lend us his aid. He watched us slip a few times during our battles, so I imagine he thinks he could make things easier. Scray. I see. Well, he's already gotten us out of a bind once, and if he's got your glowing endorsement, he'll make a hell of an ally. Okay. Welcome to the team, Zit. Yeah, you what? Whoa. I think he's trying to say that he has no intention of getting too friendly with us. He'll just watch over us from above like he did before, lending us his aid when he sees fit. Yeah, that works too. In that case, thanks for watching our backs here. Scray! Damn kids. Phew. We're fighting new allies left and right these days, aren't we? Certainly feels that way. I bet he sees us more as weaklings in need of protection than allies. Either way, I'm sure his support will be invaluable in days ahead. Yeah, I don't doubt that. And I could say the same about yours. Likewise. They quietly watch Zeo, Zio, Zoo, Zao, Zeo fly off into the distance before returning to the church together. Gaius learned the craft Hunter Wing earlier than he would otherwise. The craft allows him to summon Zeo, Zao, Zao to it to do damage in a line. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's kind of cool. Right, so who's up next? That's the question. Alright, so whoever's off to the right here. Ah, Jusis. Deciding what our class should do has proven more difficult than expected. Still, I left Beret hard so that I could make my own decisions about my life. I'll make this one for myself too. Even if the decision is yours, the burden doesn't have to be. House Albrea's problems concern every single one of us. There's no reason you need to sort all of that out on your own. We've been with you this long, that's not gonna change. Thank you. But I'm aware. I bet a break would help him clear his mind and make better decisions. Should I drag him into one? Yes. Hey, want to come look after Arthur with me for a bit? Who in blazes is Arthur? Oh, was that the name of our family's horse? Got it in one. Since you're kind of a horse expert, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out with him for a bit. Why not? I'd like to see him myself. Lead on. This is a fine horse. Has a strong air of dignity about it, much like the young horses back at the academy. Yeah, he does. He's pretty friendly too, isn't he? He's been here since Dad took me in, so he's getting up there in years. But he's still got that same energy. Dad still takes him out hunting along with Bordeaux. I see. I imagine his dignified appearance is a result of much experience then. He does appear to be in dire need of some exercise, however. His muscles aren't quite as defined as they should be. Wow, I'm amazed that you could tell. You're not in the riding club for nothing. Hasn't had much chance to get out and about since Dad was injured, so that's probably why. Then if you can, I'd like to do something about that. What say you to giving him a good brushing before we take him out? I think he'd like that a lot, actually. After brushing Arthur and giving him all the care and adoration a horse could dream of, Rean and Jusis took him out onto the mountain path. He seems really happy to be out of the village. It's been quite a while since he last had the chance. So it appears. I imagine that he would rather go out hunting with his master, however. Horses are always far more comfortable with their usual rider. My family and the riding clubs are no exception. That makes sense, but with Dad's injuries, I don't think he'll be fit to go out hunting again anytime soon. Speaking of the riding club, do you have any clue what's going on back at Thor's? You were the one who managed to get the bike out of there, so I figured you might know something. Mind you that I was only able to do so through the Noble Alliance. Tried to make use of my position as a member of House Arborea as best I could. Fortunately, my authority pales in comparison of Father or Rufus. So I'm afraid that was the most I could do. It's a shame. Still, I appreciate you trying. I did owe you a lot. Even for little things like helping me look after Arthur. Hardly think I deserve your thanks. Being my father's son, some of the responsibility for his disgraceful actions falls on my shoulders as well. I have a duty to do all within my power to atone for that to both Baron Schwarzer and Ymir's people. I'm sure my brother feels similarly. Even if he appears to be prioritizing his role in the civil war at the moment. Like I said back in Bereahard, there's no reason for you to feel responsible for what happened here. I understand that you're concerned about your father and your brother, but dwelling on the past benefits no one. All we can do is keep moving forward. You do have a point. No burden out there exists that you should have to shoulder alone. Not as long as you're a member of Class 7. As long as we're together, we'll be able to carry the weight of any burden. One would think I'd be used to how our class works by now. And the Imperial nobility should show its spirit through actions over words. Exactly. Both know what we need to do. We saw it to one another when we fought that moment you came back to us. Indeed, and I fully intend to do as promised. The two continued walking along the path with Arthur a little longer, and eventually turned and descended the mountain. Of course, upon their return to Ymir, they gave him a generous helping of food before going back to the Phoenix Wings. Of course. Q. Right, so let's end this part here, and in the next part we'll speak to Jusis again. Were the balls there when we arrived? Don't recall. Might have to go look back on the recording. But yeah, we'll speak to Jusis at the start of the next part and carry on the bonding, get some rounds done, and see whether or not we'll start the story in the next part. Probably not, based on how things will line up. We shall see. But, ta-ta, for now.